Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and oh boy, that was quite possibly the best Warhammer 40k online preview I think they have done since they started doing them last year. It was just uh, I'm almost speechless. I am so unbelievably excited for everything they showed off. Kill Team, new orcs, new Astra Militarum, and even that little Black Templar tease right at the end of the preview. It's just I don't even know where to start, to be honest. There was just so much to get excited about, and I cannot wait to get my hands on pretty much everything that they showed off today. I really cannot wait. So yes, the Octarius mission briefing preview has now been and gone, and as expected, based on the trailer we saw yesterday, there is a brand new edition of Kill Team coming, featuring not only the hugely anticipated fan favourites, the Death Corps of Krieg, but also some utterly gorgeous new Orc commandos. And I will be honest, as you can see on your screen now, both these kits are 100% mind-blowing. They are easily some of the most detailed, awesome looking sets of models I think we have ever seen Games Workshop release, and on top of the models themselves, the Kill Team box just looks spectacular, with some brilliant looking Orky terrain to play your games of Kill Team on, as well as all these new rules, and just a huge amount of extra bits and pieces, and just everything to get into if you want to start Kill Team or add a new force to your Kill Team collection. And as I've mentioned before, I don't even play Kill Team, but I will 100% be getting this box, even if it is just going to end up being for the new commandos and for the terrain. But for any Astra Militarum players who have wanted the trench coat wearing models or love the aesthetic of the Death Corps of Krieg, your prayers have well and truly been answered, and you will absolutely be able to add what looks to be a really fantastic mixture of different looking Death Corps troopers to your Astra Militarum army. But the main focus of the preview, in my opinion, and what this video is going to be focused on, was the announcement of the next Warzone book after the current Warzone Caradon Book 2, and as we knew, it is going to be Warzone Octarius. So what does that mean? Well, first off, although we didn't see anything for them directly, as you can see from the cover of the book, if you are a Tyranid player, you are almost definitely going to be getting some love in this campaign, and whether that's in the form of some new models, hopefully, or just some new Armies of Renown style rules, I think it is fair to say that there should at least be a few new things for you to get excited about, and which will hopefully give Tyranids the buff that they very much need to make them a bit scarier on the tabletop. The really big reveal about this new campaign book, though, is of course the massive amount of new Orc units coming alongside it, as well as their codex. And it's coming even sooner than we thought, with the imminent Beastsnaggers box release, which comes with the codex, going up for pre-order next weekend. So we should be seeing a lot of new and exciting rules and previews over this coming week as well, which I am really excited about. The models though, the models which are coming are just, oh my god, they are honestly so fantastically good. In addition to the literally huge amount of models we've already seen, we were, I think, expecting this new big vehicle, the Beastsnaggers Warboss, and the Great White Squig character, but we got even more than we were expecting. The vehicle, first of all, is called the Killrig, and this apparently Baneblade-ish sized New Orc vehicle is quite simply spectacular. Carrying a Werboy into battle and absolutely chock full of guns, weapons, and other orcish contraptions, it can also be built as a hunter rig instead, which brings again a huge amount of boys into the battle, and in place of where the Werboy was standing, an even bigger harpoon style gun on top. And I really cannot wait to see what kind of rules this beast has and how much damage it can do on the battlefields of 40k. As expected, we also finally got a full-on view of the much teased Beastsnaggers Warboss in all of his thick-ass glory. He is a very, very chunky boy, and I love the bone motifs all across his side, the tusks adorning his armor, and that power claw that looks very much like a giant snakehead. It's just so well detailed and so brutally glorious. I cannot wait to get one of these guys myself, paint him up, and have him charge across the table and just crump anything that tries to get in his way. The new Orc boys that we saw revealed in that potato cam picture, as well as later on Warhammer Community, also got a much bigger reveal, showing off a good bunch of them, and I have to admit, they do all look really, really good. I can definitely see a few repeat leg poses and that sort of thing, but it does look as though there is going to be a pretty good bit of modularity on their weapons, their arms, and their head options. So I do think that there will be the capability of having a good mixture of boys that you can add to your army and generally avoid too much duplication. Unless, of course, you're bringing like 90 boys, in which case some of them may end up looking the same or at least similar. But for the most part, you can probably bring a good number of these guys and have each one look completely different to another. They really do look big and beefy and brutal, and they have definitely earned that new and improved Toughness 5 stat line, in my opinion. And then in the first of the unexpected reveals, we got another huge, and I mean literally huge reveal in a new Orc terrain kit, which is quite literally the head of a Gargant. And it's pretty much a base HQ kind of building for your war boss to yell at the boys and get them to you know, do what he wants and follow his orders. It's very cool. It's a very cool idea and a very cool model, but I do think that it will perhaps, rules wise, maybe be a bit wasted, because with orcs obviously you want your army advancing up the board and getting into close combat and into your enemy's face. And are you really going to want to have your war boss sat back in your deployment on this thing yelling at the boys, or is he more likely going to want to be up the board getting stuck in as well? So I don't know how good it will be from an actual competitive standpoint, but if nothing else, it will go great with the kill team terrain that we saw previously. So if you wanted to do a big full-on orc encampment style set of terrain for your battlefield, this will completely go along with that and allow you to do that really, really well. And in fact, I think is one of the things I'm most excited about is seeing not just some more Imperial terrain or like Mechanicus style terrain, but some really good orc shantytown style battlefields going forward. And I certainly plan to do some of that for the battlefields that I play on with my friends. On top of that, we also got to see even more new Squig related goodies, not just in the reveal of the big man himself, Mozgrod Scragbad, and his great white squig Big Chomper. He looks insane. He just looks absolutely 100% murderously brutal, and I absolutely adore him. I cannot get over how mean and evil and how nasty he looks, and how imposing he and Big Chomper are going to be on the battlefield of 40k. He is apparently bigger than a Dreadnought, much bigger than a Dreadnought, so he is, I think, going to be an absolute close combat monster, hopefully moving really fast across the board and then doing some incredible damage with both his claw and those enormous terrifying teeth on his mount. But on top of that, if you wanted a squig mounted warboss who isn't tied specifically to the Beastsnaggers, which I think Mozgrod is, you can instead build this kit as a dual kit option, which is just your generic beast boss on Squigosaur, which, as an aside, is one of the best 40k names for a unit I think they've ever come up with. And in terms of rules, I feel like he is going to be quite similar to the Deathkiller Wartrike boss, in that he may be slightly lesser in some ways than just a regular orc war boss, but with his mount buffing him up, giving him some extra durability, some extra damage output, and more importantly, some extra speed, I think he will be a fantastic way to bring a faster, punchier melee boss to lead your army. And then even after all that, that isn't all we got shown off today for the orcs. It really was like our own Orky Christmas. And what they showed off finally was something that I think no one, certainly not me, but I don't think anyone was expecting to see this. Fresh off the assembly line, only, 13 years or so late, we are finally getting some brand new plastic Deffcopters. Yep, you heard me. Deffcopters. Orc Deffcopters. Plastic Orc Deffcopters. They are coming. And I have to say again, I absolutely love them. They are one of the most orky, hodgepodge, roughly put together looking units I think I've ever seen, with rockets on the rotors, noses chock full of missiles, and all manner of crazy, zany, hilarious additions to the kit. And I think the thing that makes me so excited is that I was honestly not expecting it at all. If I'm being completely honest, I thought that Deffcopters were just going to be phased out in the next Orc Codex because they haven't had a model for such a long time. So I am so glad to see them coming back. And the Orcs just seem to be getting, whilst not a full range refresh, an absolutely huge amount of brand new units, as well as some fantastically reimagined older ones. So if any of you were disappointed by the quite underwhelming October release that we had a few years back, then this is definitely going to make it up to you, and then some. I can't quite think of what else to say except that every single one of these new Orc releases has absolutely blown my mind. Absolutely blown me away. They are just so incredibly well detailed, so gritty and rugged and orky. And I'll be honest, this is one of the most unbelievably impressive and deserved revamps that 40k has ever seen, and it gives me such big hopes for future armies as well. Having seen what they did for the Necrons and now the Orcs, I really cannot wait to see what there might be coming for other armies like the Tau or the Tyranids or the Eldar, or whoever knows what GW are planning for future army releases and you know, completely new armies further on down the line. I will be completely honest with you, Games Workshop have absolutely smashed it out the park with this preview. It was honestly the best preview they have ever done, and we only have to wait one more week before we can pre-order the Beast Snaggers box with the Codex. So I think the next few months are going to be genuinely 100% amazing and exciting for Orc fans, and I really cannot wait. The last thing to say is that at the very end of the preview, they did show off a very quick, short little cinematic showing off the Black Templars, which are presumably coming at some point. Obviously, they've got the Grey Knights and the Thousand Sons after Orcs, but maybe after those, the Black Templars may have an appearance. And I love the Black Templars, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what new kits and what new models are coming along with them. But more importantly, Black Templars, Orcs, Astra Militarum, could there maybe be some kind of Armageddon campaign at some point in the future? Because all of those three armies are very much tied in the lore and the fluff to Armageddon. So that would be something I would absolutely love to see. But we will have to wait and see what happens. We've got to get through the Orcs first. And I'll be honest with you, I cannot wait to get my hand on the Beast Snaggers and on the Codex and see just what new and exciting stuff there is for Orc players to really sink their teeth into. But what did you think of this preview? And which of the new Orc units are you most excited to see the rules for and to get painted up for the tabletop? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for all of your support. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me. But until next time, I will catch you later, guys.